Okay, so this is the video where we put it all together. So we're going to do a couple of things here. I'm going to show you a few things that I've done in order to kind of create this game where we're taking our classes and putting the things we create out of these classes into the game loop itself. So you'll see here that I've got the classes, class hero, class monster, items, the fight function that we made in the last video. And then what I'm going to do then is create my my items, my nouns. Okay, these are the things that I'm going to be manipulating throughout this game. And so when you're creating these outside of the game loop, basically what you're doing is you're creating things that are going to have a finite lifespan. That basically there's only going to be one of these treasure chests or one dragon or one bat. And then you're going to keep track of what's going on with that thing within your game. So when I create these things, I create these in lines 107 through 112 here. I'm first going to create my hero. My hero's name is Brian, because that's my name. And he's going to have 20 hit points, and he's going to have an empty inventory. I'm going to create a sword. The item is named Sword. It's described as a great broadsword, and it offers a 20-point bonus. Creating a shield. That item is a shield. It's a sturdy wooden shield, and it offers a 20-point bonus. Then I'm creating treasure. That item is the treasure, and it's a whole lot of treasure with a 0-point bonus. And a key. The item's a key, a small wooden key with 0-point bonus. Okay, cool. So I've got all of these items and a chest that's going to contain the sword and the shield. And I'm going to set my is open on that chest. Remember from our chest class up here, I'm going to set my open condition to false. That's going to say this chest is currently closed. So all of these things are created outside of the game loop. I'm also going to create two monsters outside of the game loop. I'm going to create a bat that's going to be a 5-point monster and a dragon that's going to be a 40-point monster. And we're going to use these within the loop. And I've already showed you how these were created. Okay, so these are all my nouns. These are all the things that I'm going to use within my game loop. Now, currently, I still have my game loop as the place where I've got all of my scenes. I could actually refactor this and take all of these scenes out. I could turn each scene into a class with the scene's description and the inputs that you might get from that scene. And I might do that in a later video to show you how simple you can make that game loop and how much you can focus on using classes and functions in order to organize your program. But for right now, our game loop is still going to contain the scenes. Now, you'll also notice that I changed the while statement. Instead of saying while current scene is greater than 0, right now, or greater than or equal to 0, right now I'm saying while game over is equal to false. Because what I did was I set a game over value at the top of my program equal to false. And in my fight function, I have a place where I can set that game over equal to true. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to jump out of that while loop if my hero actually dies in the fight. I'm also going to be able to set that game over function to true if the hero ends up winning the game, which in this case is going to be defeating the dragon and doing that. So down here I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that right now. Okay. So now, how do I add in my monsters to this thing? Well, the way to add the monsters in is I've already created them. I just make the monsters appear using my fight function. Now the thing is, I don't want to make a monster appear if it's already been killed by my hero. So I have that handy is dead attribute from my monster. So what I do here, when the hero goes into this scene, I check to see if the bat is dead. If the bat is not dead, that is bat.isDead equals false, then I run the fight scene with the bat. And what that does is it jumps back up into my fight function, and then it runs this fight. And it either ends with me running away from the bat, in which case the bat's still alive, or it ends with me beating the bat and turning that monster.isDead equal to true. And in that case, every other time I would come into this scene, I would no longer see that bat because the bat's been killed. Okay. Now, the bat is carrying right now a key. Now, I want that key to be used in something, and keys are usually used in treasure chests. So I'm going to take my treasure chest that I've created out here, and I'm going to place it in my world. So I want to place my treasure chest in the area where I'm at a dead end. And I added a little bit of verbiage here to show the user that a treasure chest is there. It said before that you find yourself in a dead end and the path you came from is to the west, but I'm changing it to you find yourself at a dead end, but in the brush is a treasure chest. The path that you came from is in the west. Now, I'm going to give the user the option to open the chest, okay, instead of just go west. The user can open the chest. Now, if the user has the key, the chest will open, and then the user is going to find the items that I placed in the chest. But if the user doesn't have the key, the user has to fight that bat and get the key in order to open the chest. So I have to check to see if that key is in the hero's inventory. And you can do this in Python by using the if-in statement. And I can say, if the key is in hero.inventory, and the chest.open is equal to false. This is checking to see whether the chest has already been opened because you don't want to do that. Then I print you use your key and open the chest, and we run our chest.plunder method. Now you'll remember when we created the chest up here, we gave it the class method plunder, where we took the items that were in the chest and we added those items to our hero's inventory. So what's happening here, if the user has the key in their inventory, and the chest hasn't yet been opened, the user is going to add the items that are in the chest, which in this case, if we go down here, is a sword and a shield to that user's inventory. Now, when that user adds those items to their inventory, those items are going to offer that user a bonus to their hit points. And we have that taken care of using the item method, add bonus up here. That's a part of this plunder. Item.addBonus. We add in that item's bonus. Now our hero, instead of having 20 hit points, has 60 hit points. Now the hero can go off and try to fight the dragon. Now, so I'm going to put the dragon in the cave guarding the treasure. I know it's a little cliche, but I'm going to do that anyway. And so I'm going to, also, sorry, I want to go back to my chest here. I have a couple of other options that I need to take care of. If the chest.open is equal to false, but the key is not in the hero's inventory, I want to tell the hero that the chest is locked and he can't open it without a key. And then if the chest is already open, I want to tell the hero that you've already opened the chest. So the only one of these that's actually going to do something for the hero is if the hero has the key and the chest hasn't been opened. So that's what I need to do. Okay, so now our hero has opened the chest, and he's taken out the sword and the shield. He's equipped the sword and the shield. Our hero has 60 hit points going up against our dragon. And so now we're going to go to scene 4, which is the scene with the cave and the treasure. And we're going to do the same thing that we did with the bat in scene 2. We're going to say if dragon.isDead equals false, print you enter the cave, it is filled with treasure, but the treasure is guarded by a dragon. And then we're going to fight the dragon. So this takes us back up into our fight function. We fight the dragon. If we end up winning that fight, then we're going to see this again, and we're going to see if dragon.isDead equals true, it's going to print you slayed the dragon, congratulations, you win, and then we're going to get our game over, and the user is going to exit the game. And so now we could expand this. So I had the dragon holding treasure. One of the things that we could do is we could have the user take that treasure, and then that treasure could be useful somewhere else. And so you can see how all these things can be strung together in order to make a much more complex game. And all of them are really based on the key building blocks that we made in our classes: the hero, the monster, the chests, and the items. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stop this video, and then in the next video I'm going to do a run through of this game, and you're going to see how it plays.